Advanced Physiology for third semester medical students. Advanced Physiology. The nervous system plays a crucial role in regulating and coordinating bodily activities through the transmission of electrical and chemical signals. Physiology of the nervous system. The nervous system is the body's control and communication system, allowing the body to respond to internal and external stimuli in an organized and coordinated manner. It consists of two main parts. The central nervous system, CNS, which includes the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, PNS, which includes nerves that connect the CNS to other organs and tissues of the body. Central nervous system, CNS-A. Brain. The brain is the primary control center that regulates various bodily functions, such as sensation, movement, thinking, and decision-making. The brain consists of several parts with different functions. Cerebrum, the largest part of the brain, divided into two hemispheres, right and left. Its main functions include processing sensory information, motor control, emotional regulation, memory, and thinking abilities. Frontal lobe, involved in decision-making, motor control, emotions, and thinking. Parietal lobe, processes sensory information such as touch, pressure, and temperature. Temporal lobe, involved in hearing and memory. Occipital lobe, controls vision. Cerebellum. Located at the back of the brain, it plays a role in balance regulation, motor coordination, and motor learning. Brainstem. The part of the brain that connects the brain to the spinal cord. It is responsible for basic life functions such as breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, and digestion. Medulla oblongata, controls breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. Pons, connects the cerebellum to other parts of the brain and regulates some motor and sensory functions. Diencephalon, consists of the thalamus and hypothalamus. The thalamus acts as a central relay for sensory information, while the hypothalamus regulates basic functions such as body temperature, hunger, thirst, and endocrine system control. B. Spinal cord. The spinal cord is the primary communication channel between the brain and the body. Besides serving as a transmission pathway, the spinal cord also plays a role in regulating motor reflexes without involving the brain. The spinal cord is connected to the brain through the brainstem and serves the entire body with sensory and motor nerves. Reflex function. When a quick stimulus occurs, e.g., pulling the hand away from a hot object, a reflex response happens without involving the brain, only through nerve pathways in the spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system, PNS. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves that connect the brain and spinal cord to other organs and tissues of the body. A. Sensory nerves. Sensory nerves carry information from sensory receptors in the body to the central nervous system. These receptors identify stimuli such as touch, temperature, pain, and pressure. This sensory information is then processed by the brain to produce appropriate perception and responses. B. Motor nerves. Motor nerves carry signals from the central nervous system to muscles and glands to produce movement or physiological responses. Somatic nerves regulate skeletal muscles and control voluntary movement. Autonomic nerves regulate involuntary bodily functions such as heart rate, digestion, and breathing. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into two systems: sympathetic nervous system, responsible for the fight or flight response, which increases heart rate, dilates airways, and enhances blood flow to muscles. Parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for rest and digest, which slows heart rate, stimulates digestion, and calms the body after stress. Neuron, the basic unit of the nervous system. A neuron is a nerve cell that transmits electrical and chemical signals in the body. Neurons consist of three main parts. A. Dendrites. Dendrites are short branches of a neuron that receive signals or stimuli from other neurons. B. Soma, cell body. The soma is the main body of the neuron, containing the cell nucleus and organelles necessary for cell metabolism. C. Axon. The axon is a long structure that carries nerve impulses from the soma to the axon terminal, where signals are transmitted to another neuron or muscle. Mechanism of signal transmission in neurons. Action potential, an electrical signal that moves along the axon to transmit information. When a neuron is sufficiently stimulated, a change in membrane permeability causes the flow of ions, sodium and potassium, generating the action potential. Synapse, the communication point between two neurons or between a neuron and an effector cell. At the synapse, the electrical impulse is converted into a chemical signal through neurotransmitters, such as acetylcholine, dopamine, and serotonin. Relation to the physiology of the nervous system. Neurons serve as the main communication channel in the body, allowing for a rapid response to stimuli and coordinating nearly every body function. Nerve signal transmission. A. Electrical impulse transmission. Nerve impulses travel through neurons with the mechanism of action potential, which involves changes in electrical charge inside and outside the neuron. This occurs in several stages. Depolarization. When a neuron is stimulated, sodium channels open, and sodium ions enter the cell, making the internal charge more positive. Repolarization. After depolarization, potassium channels open, and potassium ions exit the cell, returning the charge to negative. Refractory. After the impulse is complete, The neuron enters a phase where a new impulse cannot be transmitted until the normal conditions are restored. B. Transmission at synapses. When an impulse reaches the axon terminal, the signal is passed to the next neuron or effector cell through the release of neurotransmitters. Some examples of neurotransmitters include acetylcholine, found at synapses between neurons and muscles, facilitates muscle contraction. Dopamine, involved in mood regulation and motor control. Serotonin, regulates mood, sleep, and appetite. Regulation of nerve function, homeostasis and environmental responses. A. Homeostasis. The nervous system plays a role in maintaining body balance or homeostasis by regulating body temperature, oxygen levels, blood pressure, and many other physiological processes through feedback mechanisms. One example is temperature regulation. If the body temperature rises, the temperature control center in the brain stimulates the body to cool down. B. Response to the environment. The nervous system also enables the body to respond to external stimuli, such as touch, sound, light, and smell. Through sensory stimulation, the nervous system analyzes the information and generates an appropriate motor response or behavior. Conclusion. The physiology of the nervous system is crucial for regulating and coordinating body functions, including sensory processing, motor control, and the regulation of physiological processes that support body homeostasis. The central and peripheral nervous systems work together to ensure the body can respond to internal and external stimuli in a coordinated and efficient manner. Moreover, neurons, as the basic units of the nervous system, play a vital role in transmitting the electrical and chemical signals underlying all physiological activities in the body.